Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Puppet Master Month here on Reaction and Review. Yes, folks, this is a brand new theme month, and this month I am taking a look at a box set that I myself bought off of the Amazon wishlist. Now, this is a series of films I have always been curious about checking out, and now this month I'm going to have the opportunity to check out 8 of the 9 films in the box set. And the only reason why I'm not covering the other film in the set is because I know that it is a clip show film made up of footage from the previous films that came before it, and since I'm going to be watching those before going into that one, there's really no point because there's nothing to actually react to. So, yes guys, by the way, yes, right here is the cover of one of the DVDs. Actually, this is the cover on all of the DVDs, as well as the box set itself. The only real difference on the DVDs is what's all written on the back. This one case is Puppet Masters 1, 2, and 3. And tonight I am kicking things off with Puppet Master. Yes, it actually makes the most sense to start with the very first film. I should mention, I have seen one Puppet Master film in the past. The one film in the series I saw was Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, and I found out that that film is not canon with the actual Puppet Master mythos. So I basically am able to go into this one knowing that that horrible, awful thing is not fucking canon, which is probably a good thing, because anyone who's watched Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys can tell you that the film is a piece of shit. So I have high hopes for this, I really do, because I've always been fascinated by this. In fact, prior to watching this, a couple of years back, I actually found another film from Full Moon Pictures, which also has to do with killer toys, and that was Blood Dolls, and I loved Blood Dolls. So essentially, I'm gonna be going into this thing, and about the only measuring stick I've got is Blood Dolls. So I don't know if this is going to match that. I don't know if it's going to be superior. It probably is going to be superior since they made 8 fucking sequels. So I just have to hope. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Puppet Master. You know, guys, you guys actually can hear this. This fucking opening song, this is really a beautiful piece of music. It actually is almost haunting, which is probably perfect for the mood this film was trying to set. Yeah, just listen to that. This is some good fucking music, guys. Okay, I really do have to ask this. We are in a crowded hotel. There is a puppet about yay tall who has a hook for a hand who's running around and nobody seems to notice him. I find that just a little bit weird. Just thought I'd mention. So, we have a bunch of psychics. At least I'm going to assume that all these people are psychics, who are all told to meet up at the same place by another one of their fellow psychics, but they couldn't figure out that he committed suicide. Somehow I don't think that any of these people are genuine psychics. Either that, or else it's just a small little plot hole that I should just look. I don't really know at this point. Alright, I actually just sort of thought I'd mention this because I just saw a second scene with this so far. I believe that this film has some really fantastic stop-motion animation when it comes to the puppets. Like, that is some really smooth and fluid animation, and I'm actually kind of impressed by it. Okay, you know what, folks? I believe that there is a life lesson to be learned from this. When a fortune teller, no matter how batshit she might be, tells you not to go near a fireplace, or rather, don't go near the fireplace, it's a fairly safe bet not to go near the fucking fireplace, huh? God damn. So, one of the puppets is a little bit of a pervert. Make that 2 of them, because they're both staring into the keyhole of a room where, well, you can hear a pair of our psychics are having a little evening romp. Okay, there's something about a puppet that vomits up leeches that's just a little bit sick. Ugh. Okay, guys, I'm gonna say this right now. Pinhead. Now, Pinhead is one of the puppets in this film. Apparently, he is a complete puss because he's the only puppet I've seen who is actually able to get, like whooped up and beaten on by humans. It seems kind of sad to me. Alright, I actually just sort of feel like saying this right now. The puppets are fucking badass. I love these characters. I really do. So that was Puppet Master. Wow. Let me shut this off. Let me pop out the disc, because now, guys, that I'm done watching it, now it's time to actually review it. First of all, I should state again that the only Puppet Master film I've ever seen prior to this was Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, and I thought that movie was absolute shit. This thing, on the other hand, was a spectacularly made flick. And seeing as in how I've decided to dedicate this entire month to this series, if the other films are even half as good as the first one, this is going to be a month I am going to absolutely adore. Really, wow. Let me just start off by saying that the story, I don't normally say this when it comes to the story of a horror film, but it has some of the most greatly developed characters I've seen in any horror film. I mean, and I'm talking about these like 1980s like slasher style films. Okay, I'm talking about that kind of thing because if you go back and you watch any movie in like the Nightmare on Elm Street series or the Friday the 13th series or the fucking Halloween series, normally you do not care about the heroes slash victims. You normally only care about the monster or in this case the monsters. But this film actually figured out a way to give everybody depth and to make the story really fascinating. And I do know that there's a very intricately woven history behind the puppets and behind the puppets creator, which was Andre Toulon. And you really only get a very small taste of that at the very start of this film, and then there's brief mentions of Toulon throughout the film. And I know that in later installments, which are actually prequels, you actually get entire stories based around Toulon. So I am really anxious for those. Because I would love to know a little bit more about the puppets. Now, also prior to going in, I actually read up on the puppets who are featured in the series, and the only things I really had were names and appearances. I had no idea about personality or style. So I went into it and I knew who Pinhead and Blade and Tunneler and Jester and fucking Leech Woman were, but beyond I believe it was Blade, Tunneler, Jester, and Pinhead all appearing in Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, which I'm going to say again, that film was shit. I had no idea exactly how the puppets reacted in the actual proper films in the series. And they are shockingly deep. Now these actually are movie monsters which have a conscience. And I haven't seen something like that since Predator, where, well, the Predator has a little bit of like a code of honor. So this is actually a little bit new, and I greatly enjoyed it. The acting was top notch across the board, and the effects were mostly great. And I say mostly because you do happen to see like a moment here, a moment there, where if you happen to look at it a little bit too closely, you can see the puppeteers actually working these puppets. However, though, those are really only if you're looking for them. And if you seriously aren't, you are going to get sucked right into this story. I would highly recommend Puppet Master to everybody. This is a top-notch 80s horror flick, and I cannot recommend it any more if I tried. If you guys have never seen it, I do highly recommend going out and picking it up. And believe me, it's real easy to find the first Puppet Master. First of all, you can go to Amazon and you can buy the box set, which I honestly cannot possibly recommend yet because I still have another 7 movies to go. Plus, there's the one I'm not covering. So I don't know if the box set's actually worth the purchase price. Also, you can go out and you actually now can find a DVD which has the first 3, and that's only for about like $5 or $7. That actually is probably worth it specifically because the first movie alone is definitely worth a $7 purchase. I'm going to say that right now. I have no idea about Puppet Masters 2 and 3, but those are going to be the next 2 episodes, so I'll actually be able to recommend that thing a little bit more when we get to that point. Once again, guys, I am really happy with this. I really am happy with the fact that I get to sit down, I get to check out these films, and if the rest of the series is anywhere near as good as this one, I'm going to love this. So, you guys also now know what the next 7 episodes are going to bring. Thing is, well, none of us knows if I'm actually going to enjoy them until we get to those episodes. So, is there anything else I can talk about? The music. Oh god, yes, the music. The music was, well, I actually stated this at the very start. That fucking theme is beautiful and haunting. And there really isn't a whole lot of music here. A lot of it is really, really like subtle music, and it sounds really good. This is not a film which tries to work music in a heavy way. It actually is there, but you really don't notice it too much, and that is great when we're talking about movies. So let's see. I've covered acting. I've covered story. I've covered, effects, music. Lighting actually was good. Cinematography was great. Really, I do not know if there's any true negatives I can put on this. Besides going out and actually mentioning those couple of somewhat questionable effects, and the fact that out of all of the puppets, Jester does fuck all, and I don't really know if Jester does anything throughout the series. I will find out though, because, well, what the hell? I'm actually going to plug this again. I'm doing the whole fucking series. So this actually was a hell of a lot of fun. I truly do hope that I'm going to be able to really have a blast with these. So if you guys can find a copy of Puppet Master somewhere, I do recommend picking it up, checking it out, watching it on fucking Netflix. You really should watch this one. It is some really solid work. And with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.